Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Daily Whatever Show. It's Fucked Up Friday. I'm Lawrence Winterman.
I'm Dana Dubois. Hello,
Good
best
morning.
friend.
Hello.
How are you?
Oh, I'm good. We were just talking about how tired we both are. I'm tired.
Yeah, it's my candle, both ends and in the middle are getting pretty melted.
Yep.
But
Oh,
all
hey,
for
let me say a thing for
it's
a minute. Julie,
yeah.
hello. We see you. We'll bring you on in just a couple minutes after we do our, little song and dance.
Yay. I do want to acknowledge, in spite of our exhaustion, today is Mayday.
Happy
Happy
Mayday.
Mayday, Rabbit Rabbit for the new month. And we have Julie Roginsky from Mayday Network coming on Mayday.
It's like we had a plan.
It's like it's the most clever thing in the world, right? Like and Kira's excited about it. I have not yet given her her daily treat. Look how cute she is in that little corner. Just
Yeah, that's adorable. That's super
okay.
cute.
I only have one left, but I'm going to give it to her to start and hope
Oh
that that
no.
goes.
Oh
I
no.
know.
Nature Naws, we need your sponsorship right away.
Sponsored by Nature Naws.
Please, please God.
I know. Here you go,
Yeah, I was
Rosa.
up at 3 this morning to drive Shar to the airport. Our little visit together is over, which is very, very sad.
Oh, did you have the
And we
best
were
time?
up late last night watching K-pop Demon Hunters, which,
Oh,
if you haven't seen it,
I have.
yeah, you must see it.
It's good. Yeah, it's legit. Like my kids had me watch it, and I was like, "K-pop Demon Hunters, huh?" Um, the music's like it's fun. It's a fun movie.
It's a fun movie, and it's all about like song protecting the world. So,
Yeah,
it's both a very Shar movie and a very Dana movie at the same time.
it is, and it's about women and song
Right,
and
right.
friendship
Yes.
saving the world. So
All of these things together. And so, a fabulous watch if you need something to do this weekend. I myself am going to see The Devil Wears Prada 2 at this evening.
I'm so excited for you, and I'm so lame that I've not seen it yet. Perhaps this weekend I'll finally get around to seeing that one because I really do want to see the second one in the theater while it's out. It's Meryl Streep and Anne Hathaway. I
Right.
don't know why
It's
I've
seriously a classic movie, absolutely excellent.
I know I have realized this that like so Three Imaginary Girls was my music website in the aughts, and like since I launched that all those years ago, I have been profoundly behind on TV and film, and I don't think people expect that from me because I come across as like artsy attuned to culture sort of person. But yeah, I'm pretty chronically always like, yeah, I haven't seen that. And it's because music and then now it's writing. Like if I have time, any leisure time, I'm like, well, I'm going to be writing.
Yeah.
But it's a little embarrassing because I do love storytelling so much. So I'm sorry I haven't seen The Devil's Wears Prada is my point. But I will.
Yes.
I really will at some point. I did, however, go see Dino Martina last night.
Oh my God. Well, that almost makes up for it.
I
Dina
know.
Martina is absolutely fabulous. For people who don't know, Dina Martina is an exceptionally long running drag act in Seattle.
And
Um,
all over the world. I mean,
well,
she
all over the world.
performs
She has
everywhere, but she's
toured,
from
but
here.
she is from Seattle,
Yeah.
and absolutely excellent. One of the best bad drag
Oh,
performers, perhaps, of our generation.
yeah. She is so funny. And usually she comes here she just, oh God, the cat's in it now. Sorry. I don't know if you can hear that, but ignore my cat and his issues. We go see him we go see, not my cat vomiting, we go see Dina Martina every Christmas. She has a residency for like a month here where she does this very silly Christmas cabaret show. But she's back for this week, she was back for a springtime show at the Triple Door. And we had like, which is this like 1920s speakeasy kind of looking
Were there
venue.
gifs? Were there gifs to be had?
There
Were
were no
gifs given out?
GIFs.
Oh,
There were no GIFs. But a few years ago, when I saw the spring show, I took my kids and there were GIFs, and my youngest got brought up on stage and got her GIFs, which are gifts for those of you who don't live in the Dina Martina universe.
yes.
So I'm all happy. I'm tired, but I'm really happy because her show is so effortlessly funny. And as I posted on Substack last night, Lawrence, I was like, I always talk about how I never meet men in the wild. She says from her front row seat at the drag show, like, of course I don't. I don't hang out where straight men go because where
Yeah.
straight men go is boring.
That there's a Disney song in there somewhere. I don't hang out where the
The
straight
straight
men
men
are.
are. Oh my God, that would be a great parody.
It would be a great
I
parody.
can't afford
But
to.
speaking of
I hold
GIFs,
on, hold on. I can't afford to go see the Kraken.
right, right.
Because
There you
hockey
go.
games are fun, but it's like hundreds of dollars to get in per
Yeah,
person.
the Kraken. I've been to one Kraken game. It is a delight, and yes, it's hundreds of
Same.
dollars to get in.
Yeah.
But
Sorry.
let's bring Julie on because
Let's
I
bring
want to hear what Julie says about Devil Wears Prada 2 and
Hi.
gifts. Hello.
Hi, Julie. Oh my
Hello.
gosh, where are you? Look at how. Is this your new apartment?
This is my new apartment. Yes, yes, yes.
Love.
I've got a lovely view. So when you guys come to New York, you can come hang out.
Oh my God.
I know.
I'm booking my ticket.
I'm setting up a studio. I have a spare for the first time in my life. Living in New York. I have a spare little room that I could set up a studio in. So as soon as I'm unpacked, if you guys saw what's going on the other side of this computer right now,
Yes.
it's garbage bag upon garbage bag of shit
No,
that
Yeah.
I
I'm
go
so.
through to throw stuff out because for once in my life, I'm also trying to Marie Kondo my life, and my 13-year-old is like the biggest hoarder in the world. He's like, you can't throw this out. I played with this toy when I was 4. I'm like, oh, okay.
Can we live in New York City?
It looks very nice on this side of what you guys are looking at. If you saw what I'm looking at, your head would explode. The Devil Wears Prada. They did the premiere down the street from my house, and I walked by it, not realizing that that's what was going on.
Amazing. Last night?
Yeah, the beauty of New York. No, it wasn't last night. It was a couple days ago. It was
Okay.
yeah, I think it was Wednesday. I can't remember. But it's very nice when you live in New York. The premieres happen randomly at this theater that's literally 3 or 4 blocks from my house. So sometimes I walk by like a massive crowd of people and I'm like, what's going on here? Because I'm totally clueless. I can't wait to see this movie, but I don't know who's going to go with me because I live with men.
Julie, if I was there, we would have tickets for tonight. I literally have a
know.
ticket for the 6:20 show tonight
Are you going by
because
yourself?
yeah, I mean, I'm in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Like, I literally don't know who else is going to be there.
All right, so one day we're gonna have to figure out why the hell you're in Fort Wayne, Indiana, but that's a whole different story.
It is. It is.
I might. Well, I'm going out to Pennsylvania in a few hours, so maybe I'll go see it there. But like I dragged my men to the Barbie movie, which I hated, by the way. I'm like the only person on earth who did not
Did
like Barbie.
you? We could have a
I
whole
did.
conversation about that. I
We
loved
have a
it.
whole separate conversation. I thought it was totally condescending and the opposite. Like as somebody who's in the Me Too movement, I just the worst.
It's like, Julie, it's like a 101 class, and you're like the professor for the 401 class,
No,
right?
no. I appreciate that, but we can have a whole separate conversation about Barbie. But
Yeah.
this movie, I'm super excited about because, like, first of all, Meryl Streep, like,
Right.
love.
Yes.
Second, Anne Hathaway, Emily Blunt, I was a fan of until the other day. Did you see her interview the other day that she's getting a lot of shit for?
I did
No.
not. I did not.
Oh.
What did she say? Oh no.
I know. Maybe I shouldn't even say it because it's going to make you guys like not. I mean,
No, well, no. Now you have to.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's one of those things. It's one of those things I wish I could unread because that way I just would continue to love Emily Blunt. But Emily Blunt, who every time I've seen an interview with her, she's been hilarious and awesome in that British dry humor kind of way.
Right.
Went on some podcast. I think she went on Betches. I think that's where it was. She went on Betches, and she was talking. They asked her what she would say to people who work in miserable jobs, which obviously in The Devil Wears Prada, Anne Hathaway did, and so did Emily. And she said, you should just do what you love, even if you don't make any money. Like, don't, like, basically like losers, like, why are you working in jobs that you hate? Just quit and find something that you love, even if you don't make a dime. And she's worth $80 million. And her husband's worth even more than that from The Office and from all his Jack Ryan movies and everything else. And I'm like, you know what? that's great advice.
Right.
Right.
If
And-
you
Oh
live,
my
if you
God.
live in like Malibu or wherever the hell she lives, right? But like,
Right.
come on,
Oh my God. That is frustrating.
it was frustrating. I
There-
know.
I think that's a really important point, though, because there is that advice out there of like, if you do what you love, you'll never work a day in your life, which is profoundly disconnected from capitalism.
Right?
Nothing would make me happier than doing a 8-hour show with you every day. Like,
Oh, totally.
would love it. Would love it. Would love it. Nothing would make me happier than not having to deal with candidates who are drive me crazy 24/7, which is what I do for a living.
Yep.
Sorry to anybody who's watching me who I'm currently
Currently repping, but truth.
But honestly, you guys are a bunch of little whiny, who's. But this
Oh
little
my
view
God,
that you're-
Julie.
but this little view that you're watching here, that's not gonna doing what I love is not gonna. And by the way, for many years I did love, and still kind of do, electing Democrats. Like, I love it; it's great.
Right.
But
Yeah.
it's been 30 years and I'm getting a little tired. So I'd love to do Mayday full time, and I'd love to hang out with you guys full time here at camera,
Yeah.
and I'd love to write my Substack full time. But you gotta
Gotta-
pay the mortgage.
Right.
You got to
Yeah.
pay the mortgage. I have
Pop
this
over
theory.
here still has student loans to pay off, right? I need a job that makes me enough money that I can afford to live, even in Fort Wayne, Indiana, a very reasonably priced place.
Yeah, and she's got 2 kids. I've got 1. You've got 2, Dana.
I do.
And the reality is, they're not cheap.
Right.
And
Mm-mm.
we all make sacrifices in order to pay for our life. And so I don't want to go down this road because we're talking about the Devil Wears Prada. I'm just a little disappointed in the disconnect. It sounded very Miranda Priestley-esque for her to say it. Let's put it that way.
Mm-hmm. Which is interesting because, from what I've seen of the trailer, she is a little more, she's kind of become the new Miranda Priestley in this movie, right?
My understanding is that they're denying it, but I think she and Justin Theroux, who's apparently unrecognizable and plays her husband or her boyfriend or something,
Right.
are supposed to be Jeff Bezos and Laura Sanchez, which I love. I think that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Now
No,
I extra need to go watch the first one so I can see the second
Have
one.
you never seen the first one, Dana?
I haven't.
What?
It's so embarrassing. I was just saying to Lawrence, I'm wildly behind on film and TV shows.
No, I heard that part, but for some reason I
haven't.
Okay.
And he's been telling me for years, Dana, you're missing all my references.
Honestly,
And I
there are
know.
things that I say to her that I'm like, oh, you didn't get that because you just don't know The Devil Wears Prada.
But Dana,
And I'm realizing someone at work who is new to me, who I really like, and I'm forming a work relationship with. He has now referenced Miranda Priestley 4 times. And I've been I need to go look at that.
No, but Dana, this is the easy. I'm not asking you to watch Schindler's List where you have to mentally prepare yourself.
I know.
For real.
The easiest, when you tonight, I don't know what your plans are, but at some point.
Daughter's play.
Okay, you're
Yeah.
what?
Oh, my daughter's in a play.
Okay, your daughter's in a play. After your daughter comes back from the play and you celebrate how awesome she was, grab your daughter, put on Netflix. I don't even know if it's on Netflix, but somewhere, and just watch. It is the easiest watch in the world. You will be entertained, and then tomorrow you can go see the sequel.
Yeah, 100 cosign.
It's such an easy watch.
I know.
2 hours of your life that you will enjoy, and it's not a chore.
Right. I will say that the first one, it's exceptionally well paced, right? It's one of those ones that anytime it's on TV, I stop and, stop whatever I'm doing and I sit down and end up watching the entire thing from wherever it was at when I caught it, because it just, every beat moves kind of seamlessly into the next one. And then you're like, oh, I just watched the entire movie all over again.
And I will also say that this is a super not only easy movie to watch, but it's also something that is so emblematic of New York in a certain, it's realistic in the sense that it is it is of its time, which is now gone. I know people who worked at Condé Nast, which is where Vogue is, that it's not what it used to be, but back then it was. And I don't know if did you read the book, Lawrence?
I did. Yeah.
I read the book first. I read the book first. And the movie's totally different. The movie's totally different from the book, in that
it is. It's quite different.
Yeah, Miranda Priestley's a total fucking bitch without any sympathy in the book, whereas in the movie, to Meryl Streep's credit, she makes her very nuanced. In fact, there are two. This may be the only movie that's better in the book.
I totally agree with you,
Yeah,
100%.
Godfather 2, maybe, but this may be this may be the only one.
Yeah, I read the book and I liked it, and then I saw the movie and was had kind of a cranky moment at first where I was like, it's different from the book, and then by the end I was like, I actually like the movie better.
Yeah, and that's all down to Meryl Streep. Like she's
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
so
Well, and the chemistry between her and Anne Hathaway and Emily Blunt, right? Like, and Emily Blunt was a revelation to me when the first one came out. I absolutely fell in love with her, and it is so of a moment because the movie came out in like, I don't know, 2006 or something. It
Yeah.
is immediately pre-iPhone, and that is just such a weird world to watch now, right? Where they're communicating via BlackBerry.
Yeah. And also, like, I lived, and this is for anybody who is watching who's from New York, this will make sense to you. And if you are not from New York or didn't live in New York during this time period, this sounds like it's magical, but it's not. It's true. So back then, I was in my 30s and I was living in the West Village, which I no longer live in. But the West Village is, or at the time was like, this, it's the western part of Greenwich Village. This magical place where I would roll out of bed, looking homeless, to go get a cup of coffee at 6 a.m., 7 a.m. and you see these supermodels walk home from a night out, and we'd all it was like observing them in the wild. And there was money, and I was working at Fox at the time, so I was able to get into certain places that no longer either exist or I could no longer get into, and I also I've aged out.
Right.
But that movie was of a time when you did see people walking down the street who had zero money but had access to either the Vogue closet or some other means to be dressed in these incredible outfits.
Mm-hmm.
And they all lived in my neighborhood. Like, I used to watch this all the time. So for me, this movie was really true to life in very many ways. It doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure the Vogue, like the way people talk about Carolyn Bessette in the 90s in New York in the 90s, also true.
Yeah.
The Devil Wears Prada was about, 6, 7, 8 years later, also true. That New York does not exist anymore. Maybe I just aged out and I don't live down there anymore. So it's I don't see it. But it's to me like so nostalgic for a time of when I was younger and awesomer and childless and all these things, which by the way, I'm very happy to no longer be younger and awesome and childless. I'm very happy with my life, but it's just a very it's of a time. It's of a particular time, that movie. And if you are not from New York, trust me when I tell you, true to life, like very true to life. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a nice anthropological experiment to watch, like observe people in their natural born habitat.
Dana, in summary, you have homework this weekend, my friend.
Yes.
Did you ever watch Sex in the City?
Oh, what's so funny? I saw it sporadically as it aired, but when it came to Netflix, my older daughter inhaled it and then was like, I want to sit down and watch the whole thing with you. And so we watched the whole thing together. And now this is what's really stupid. I'm so behind and have seen so few shows, but we each have our like comfort shows that we rewatch when we're tired and our brain needs to go on rest. And Sex and the City is the one that my older daughter and I watch together. Yeah. Anne with an E is the one that my younger daughter and I watch together. I've seen that like 3 times through. Oh, it's a retelling of Anne of Green Gables that Netflix put out a few years ago. It's really good.
Also adorable.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I
loved Anne of Green Gables back in the day.
Okay, so you should watch Anne with an E because some of the purists hate Anne with an E because it takes a lot of liberties. I think it's brilliant. I think it's what the author would have told if she'd been able to say the hard parts out loud in 1908 about the fact that Anne was most definitely abused and had trauma because, orphan and all of that. And then Bridgerton is my other, I'm exhausted and my brain is dead.
Right. I remember this, Julie. You hate Bridgerton.
I hate Bridgerton. I know. Do not send me hate mail. I cannot tell you the number of people when I say that are like, what the hell is wrong? Every part of Bridgerton breaks my heart. Nails in a chalkboard. We don't have to talk about that either. But Sex and the City.
That's so funny.
Sex and the City is amazing for anybody who's like, it didn't stand up because these women were like, shut up. It was of a
No,
time.
it's perfect.
Right.
It's perfect. It was of a time. Like,
It's-
that's reality. The reboot was the worst thing I've ever seen. It made me
I have not watched it because of that.
Do
So many
not.
people have said that.
do not. Like,
It is bad.
Yeah,
Can vouch.
the reboot was like, hey, let's make a woke show where all of these people get a person of color as their new best friend.
Right.
And it's like, and they
and a queer kid.
And yes, and they all, right, and a queer kid, and they all
And a queer girlfriend, them
right.
friend.
And they all
Yeah.
treat these women of color like they've never met a person like Miranda, who to me was like the most down to earth person until they all decided to start wearing Prada. But like Miranda like starts getting all crazy about having a black friend. She starts like saying all of these things that are like inappropriate because apparently she's never spoken to a black person before. And it's like, come on. Like, this
Yeah.
I can't with that. That's
It-
awful.
woman who lives in New York, like, come on.
Come on.
But-
And it just makes women of us, Gen X age women look really bad and out of
It makes them
touch.
look really bad and stupid
Right.
and like really you've
Ugh.
never like
I-
literally they've never met a black person in their life. It's so annoying.
I hate that.
I hate that.
I feel like I could write a dissertation at this point about Sex and the City, about how it is utterly of its time and utterly timeless at the same time. Different elements of it, how much it resonated with my Gen Z daughter. It's obviously before phones, and it's the dating norms are different, but so much of it is universal. And the fact that I didn't recognize at the time that Samantha is the moral core of the show, even though she's the super
The best.
promiscuous one, is fascinating to me now.
Yep.
Yeah.
The best.
Yeah.
Carrie's the worst.
Yep.
And
I know, but I love her.
I love her too, but she's the worst. And by the
Right.
way, ladies, anybody who's holding out for we all have a Mr. Big in our life. You do not end up marrying Mr. Big. It
No
does
one
not-
marries that Mr. Big.
Don't.
run from that guy.
Yeah.
Right? And
I
marry
love Mr.
Aiden.
Big, don't get me wrong, but
Yeah.
no.
For the love of God, marry your Aiden. What is wrong with you?
No, don't even marry your Aiden because he's boring too. Because he will take you. Like Aiden was into shit that she wasn't into. Like he took her
Yes,
up.
that's true.
Right. And they revisit that in the
Mhm.
in the recapitulation. But speaking of Bridgerton, Julie, did you see the King and the Queen this weekend in New York City?
Well, I didn't see them personally. I know they were here. They did not swing by this apartment to say hello. I never leave my apartment. Since I never leave my apartment because I'm tethered to my laptop.
Right. No chocolate babka story with
No
the King.
chocolate babka story with the King. I did see the King. Well, I saw that they were here, and I gotta say, Zora Madani, I thought was a bit of a dick.
I missed it. What I know he did something because I saw a headline, but I missed what it was.
So Zora Madani, the mayor of New York, his dad is like one of the preeminent anti-colonialist scholars in the world. And I get it. Okay, I get it. But the reality is like Charles, to me, has been apologizing for all the sins of the royal family for a really long time. And that guy was woke in his own way before anybody else was. Like,
Sure, that dude had like a biodynamic organic garden
Yeah, when he
before
was-
like
that-
the Maharishi
Yeah.
did.
Yeah, and he started like the Prince's Trust to help. Like he didn't have to do that, right? Like that guy was the heir apparent for most of his life, and actually decided to do something with it as opposed to just sit around and like wait for his mom to die, which
Right.
I think no other Prince of Wales had done. Like he started. So to me, like I don't, whatever problematic issues you have with the royal family, and I totally get it. Like the guy is a visitor to your city, and most importantly, he was sent here by the British government clearly to set Trump straight on NATO, to set Trump straight on global warming, to set him straight on Ukraine, to set him straight on a whole bunch of shit.
Right.
And did it with a smile, but did it. So he was
Right.
actually serving, I think, a really good purpose. And for that, I think he should be welcomed here because nobody else in the world can get to Trump the way this guy can, because Trump has this obsession with royalty. He obviously considers himself equal to and also part of a royal family.
Yeah.
So I say all of that simply to say that Zora Madani, when he was asked, what would you say to the king, said, and I guess he was joking, but said something like dismissive, like I would tell him to return I think it's called the Nuri something. It's some.
Oh, the Koh-i-Noor diamond.
Yeah, it's the $1 billion diamond that sits at the top of the imperial
The
tiara.
royal crown, right? Yeah.
And that the British obviously took from wherever when they were ruling over India. And like the Indians have wanted it back, the Pakistanis have wanted it back. I think Bangladesh wants it back because I'm not sure which part of the former India it was from, but
Right.
all three obviously were part of India when the British were governing it. And so, or I should say colonializing it. And so like, okay, dude, like we get it. But like the guy's literally, I mean, the king was at the 9/11 memorial. He came here very quickly, paid his respects to the 9/11 memorial, went up to Harlem to meet with a bunch of disadvantaged kids, and then got the hell out of here. Like you can just be, you don't have to be a dick about it. So I'm a little down on how our mayor greeted a visitor to our city.
Yeah.
Because it's not like he's greeting Vladimir Putin. He's greeting a guy who actually I thought was doing something positive for the world by trying to set Trump straight in front of Congress, I might add.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It is interesting, right? I feel like I could argue both sides of that. But I tend to come down kind of with you on the side of like, you know, in your official capacity, be welcoming. Like you are the representation of this major American city. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, I mean, listen, if you have a problem with the royal family and monarchy more broadly, like I get it. We fought a revolution over it. Not my cup of tea. I worked when I was in my, this is actually a pretty funny story. When I was 20, I worked for the Labour Party in London.
Yeah.
And as a result, I got to have lunch at the House of Lords with a bunch of women peers. So baronesses, whatever they were.
Right. Ladies and baronesses. Yeah.
Right. And no, the ladies are the women who are married to the sirs, but these are higher up. They're like women.
You're right.
Yeah. And so back then they still had this is a very long time ago. They still had, God, it was almost 35 years ago. They still had a hereditary peerage. So some of these women were there because they were hereditary peers, and some of them were there because they had actually accomplished something and were put in the House of Lords.
Right. Like Baroness Thatcher, for example.
Like Baroness Thatcher. This is prior to her becoming Baroness Thatcher, but yes. And these were all women who were labor peers. So these are the progressive ones. And I end up having lunch with them, and we start talking about what was then known as Hillary Care, because this was 1993. It's right when Hillary Clinton was trying to do universal whatever.
Yeah.
I said that I had a problem with that. And they're like, why? Because they were all very, very, very much in awe of Hillary Clinton. And I said, I have a problem with the wife of the wife of the president having a portfolio that is that big. Like, surely there are experts in this field that are equipped to do this, and that Hillary only got this portfolio because she was the wife of the president.
Right.
You could hear a pin drop. These women looked at me like I had 17,000 heads. And I looked around and I thought to myself, as only a 20-year-old can, because I was an idiot, holy shit, I'm saying this in the House of Lords.
Right.
So believe me when I tell you, I appreciate the complete disconnect that we Americans have between how we think about merit and how the British historically have thought about merit, and that Prince Charles or King Charles is there because maybe he doesn't consider himself to be part of the Lucky Sperm Club, but he's there because he happened to have been born to the right woman, not because he earned it.
Right. But the right woman whose uncle basically turned out to be a Hitlerite and a cad. And
yeah.
Yeah. It's funny. I'm absolutely fascinated by the British royal family. I can tell you all kinds of crazy details.
Me too.
I love them in a weird way. And I'm an anti-monarchist, right? Like I acknowledge that there's pomp and circumstance and glamour, or I don't know what passes for glamour. And it's fascinating. And they should absolutely be disinherited or whatever, Yeah.
I mean, they're good for tourism. Like, I think they do good stuff in the sense that, like, I think, I don't know, but my understanding is they kind of earn their keep in terms of the money that they get from the taxpayers and what they return to the treasury, which is different from the Duchy of Cornwall, which is a self-sustaining thing that Charles, to his credit, turned around and made like $1 billion enterprise without having to rely on anything. So I'm all for that. But I don't know. I just, if you come to New York and you're a fundamentally good human being, which I think he is, like, don't be, just welcome the guy to the city. Like that, we are a city that welcomes virtually everybody. I'm not talking about welcoming Vladimir Putin, but I mean, like, if you're, and he's the head of an ally. He's the head of the government of a major American ally. Just be decent. Like, just because
it's a propriety thing, right? It's just to be polite.
Like, who are we to tell who's the mayor of New York to tell the British how they should be governed, right? If they want to have a king as their head of state, let them have a king as their head of state. Not our cup of tea, but let them do it. So, God bless.
It's not like I was going to make a joke and say it's not like he's putting his face on their passports, except that his face is on their passports.
I don't think his face is on their passport, actually.
Is it not? Oh, I thought it used to be that the monarch's face was on the passport.
No, it's on the money for sure.
Right.
But it's not on the. I think it's on the stamps.
I'm looking right now.
I don't think it's on the passport.
Yes.
Maybe it is on the passport?
Well, this is the Google AI overview quick search. Starting in December 2025, new British passports feature King Charles III's coat of arms.
Right, the coat of arms.
While the monarch's portrait is not on the passport. So don't lead with yes when I ask that question. The document is issued in his name and references His Majesty inside.
Yeah, I mean, everything in England is bizarre because it's like His Majesty's Navy.
Right.
Yeah.
Even the mailboxes. They had to change all the mailboxes when he ascended to the throne because they had Elizabeth's crest on them and not Charles's.
Oh, geez.
And what's interesting, if you go to certain stores in London, you will see purveyor to...
Right.
It used to be Her Majesty. I haven't been there since he got elected. What am I saying? Since he ascended the throne. But it used to be like purveyor to Her Majesty the Queen, but they go even deeper. It's like purveyor to the Duke of so and so, or the whatever royal family, like the Prince of Wales or whoever.
The Duke of Hastings.
It's the Duke of
I'm just gonna go.
All right. You know why I hate Bridgerton?
Because it's not historically accurate.
Because Hastings was the Battle of Hastings in 1066.
Right.
Where William of Normandy, otherwise known as William the Bastard, otherwise known as William the Conqueror, came and conquered the Saxons. And so every time I see the Duke of Hastings, I have to be that asshole. This show is forcing me to be that asshole.
I know, but God, have you seen him half naked, Julie? My God.
I have seen him half naked. Go be James Bond. I'll watch you half naked there, but you don't have to.
God, I hope he's James Bond. He's so hot.
He's not going to be.
Yeah.
He's probably not going to be, though.
The word nerd in me wants to talk about 1066 and the change to the English language that resulted from the conquering, the inclusion of French into English that took it from a Germanic language into the weird hybrid that we celebrate today.
They did not speak, the aristocracy did not speak English until the 14th century. And they spoke Norman French, which is a fucked up version of French.
Yeah.
And then it's interesting. Have you guys ever been to Normandy?
I have not.
So if you go to Normandy, two things will happen. One is it's the only place on earth that still loves the United States.
Fair, long history.
Because they feel grateful. So there's American flags everywhere in the summer. When you go there in the winter and there's no tourism, they couldn't care less, but they really turn it on for the summer tourist season.
Oh my God.
And the other thing is they have this thing that tells the story of the invasion, but you ask the tour guides there, like my husband was obsessed. He'd never been, he's a huge World War II buff. I have done every World War II, like we went to Normandy, then we went to the Nazi parts, like he reads and rereads the rise and fall of the Third Reich so much that I start to I'm like, okay, you're getting a little worried here. But anyway, we go to Normandy, I don't know, 7-8 years ago. And so it was for his birthday. So I hired this really amazing tour guide. If anybody ever wants to go to Normandy, hit me up. I will give you this guy's name. He was the best tour guide I've ever had. And he's showing us, and he really knew stuff. He really knew everything, but he did not know anything about the Norman invasion. Nothing. And I was like, what's the deal here? And he's like, well, that's British history. And I go, well, no, actually, like, so I'm telling him, I was like, actually, it's your history. And he's like, no, that's England. We don't care about that. And I was like, are you kidding? Like, you guys you ruled over it. Like, you ruled over it. The British king spent more time in Normandy than they did in London.
Right.
They had no clue. It's very fascinating. It's like this whole major part of their history that they just write off because they don't think it's their history.
That is actually fascinating.
Yeah.
I studied medieval English literature in
Oh my
college,
God,
and
Lawrence, you're my soul. You're what? Are you kidding?
no, I'm not kidding. Dana and I can both quote the prologue to the Canterbury Tales to this day because of our 12th grade English teacher. Wander pro
Long
with the shore, so to the drop
the
of
draught of
March,
march, pierce it to the rota, and bathe it every vein in
Okay,
speech liqueur.
friends,
Yeah.
I did not know this. You are my spirit animals because I am basically a PhD level in medieval British history, not literature, although it overlaps, but history. So we need to have a whole. Nobody's going to
Oh,
watch.
for sure. I
Nobody's
mean, we
going to
could
watch
talk.
it because of that. Nobody cares. But we have to do a show just on this.
Let's do it. I could talk Sir Gawain, like from Beowulf through Sir Gawain and the Green Knight, Chaucer's Canterbury Tales, like the whole
it.
schmear. That's my
Oh
degree.
my God, Lawrence, this is like some people watch porn. This is like my porn that you're talking about.
Oh my gosh. I majored in speech pathology because I was a very practical 19-year-old when I declared my major. Um, so I do know Canterbury Tales, but Lawrence is the deep dive into medieval English literature. Okay, but
Yeah.
I love this that I'm like, we haven't talked about the news at all, and this is usually
Yeah,
we
this
do
is a
on
very
Fridays.
Saturday show. This is what
Right.
we're doing.
Right?
I
It's
mean,
kind of like we
we've got some
flip-flop.
fucked up stories to talk about, so
We do.
we're gonna bring the vibe down in a couple minutes.
Right? But I love this that we
I
that
want
is
to
why it
word. I want
is
to word
the
out about.
whatever show.
I want to nerd out about Joan of Kent. I don't want to nerd out about the news.
Yeah.
So wonderful. I love this that we can talk about this. No, I get people who are watching right now. I'm so sorry because everybody's like,
No, don't. I mean, this is a fabulous. The way that we have seamlessly segued from the Devil Wears Prada to Sex and the City to Bridgerton to British history and French. Like, come on, this is great.
Right. To reciting Canterbury Tales in Middle English. My daughter, who's about to graduate, as a gift to her extraordinary language arts teacher, who she's had 3 of her 4 years because she goes to a very
wow.
small school, she drew this large Beowulf drawing that I'm going to have to send to you too. Lauren saw it in draft,
I want to see
but
it.
it's done now. It's stunning. I wish I could show it, but I don't know. I don't know how to
Who
do
did she drew Beowulf or she drew Grendel? Who did she draw? Or the whole thing?
it's a whole thing.
Oh, okay. Send
But
it
it
over.
says Beowulf at the top, and yeah, it's
great.
yeah.
My son had to read Beowulf, I think like last year in 7th grade, and I was like,
That's young to read Beowulf.
they just read Macbeth in 8th grade. I'm sitting here, I'm like, nobody really read Macbeth. They all read, I mean, like, give me a break. Like, these idiots aren't reading Macbeth. They're reading SparkNotes version of Macbeth. But like,
Right. Spark Notes in the AI
in
interpretation.
case his English teacher is watching, he read every word. But but the point. So I had to reread Beowulf for the first time since high school, and it's so great. I love it. It's fantastic. And I took a class in high school called the Hero in Literature.
Yeah.
And we read all of these origin stories. So not just Beowulf, but also, and I'm blanking because I put myself on the spot here, but the Nibelungenlied, which is the Germanic version, their origin stories, and
right. It's the ring cycle.
Yeah, right. The song of
from
Roland.
Wagner. Yeah.
Yeah, but Wagner took it from the Nibelungenlied, which
right.
Yeah, and then the Song of Roland, which is the French sort of hero origin, and then of course Beowulf, which is the Anglo-Saxon origin. And it was such a, of all the high school classes that I don't remember, I totally remember that class because it's so useful to kind of understand how we got from there to, if you want to get political, to Pete Hegseth.
Right.
How we got from there
through Luke Skywalker and Joseph Campbell, like hero archetype, to Pete Hegseth, who thinks that he's the main character and the hero of the story.
Well, right, but I mean, in the sense that like you get like how the Crusades came about in Western history because they were all taught all of these origin stories about these heroes who vanquish. In the case of Beowulf, it was a monster. In the case of the Crusaders, it was the infidel. And in the case of Pete Hegseth, it is also the infidel because apparently he's learned nothing in 1,000 years.
Right.
And here, friends, is how we transition to politics. You're welcome.
Well done.
It's like you're a pro or something, Julie. That was brilliant. And I do have to ask Lawrence, and I wouldn't normally ask scheduling things on air. Julie and I are going to be live for Saturdays for Sanity tomorrow morning. Can
Oh,
you join us?
I'm in. I have to
Right.
do tomorrow because the following Saturday is my nephew's graduation, and I will be in Bloomington at IU
Oh,
celebrating my nephew on his graduation from college.
that's
Oh,
awesome.
congratulations.
Congratulations to him. Is this your sister's son or your brother's
Yes.
son?
Yeah, I've got one sister, and she's got two kids. Logan is the youngest, and he's graduating from college with a degree in teaching.
Wow.
And so, yeah, he's launching into the Indiana State educational system as a brand new teacher.
Well, you know what?
Oh, wonderful.
Indiana needs.
They do, actually.
Hopefully,
We're a very teaching oriented family. My sister is a teacher's assistant. Her husband retired from his military career and became a fourth grade teacher. Their kid is now going to be a social studies teacher. So, yeah, the Weber clan over here is educating Indiana.
I love it. I think it's fantastic.
it.
I have so much respect for people who have patience to teach. I would last about 2 seconds until I threw somebody through a plate glass window.
Yeah, no, me too. I'd end up saying all kinds of horrible things that would get me, whatever, disbarred or whatever they do.
I can't teach my son. Like, I get so frustrated. I can't even tell you. Like,
Yeah.
it's
I've
like,
heard that when you're teaching, it's really inappropriate to say, "No, dummy." It's this.
You know what
Jesus
my problem
Christ,
is?
what's wrong with you?
That works really well, teaching them how to drive.
And you guys will appreciate this because Dana, you're an amazing writer, and I want to tomorrow talk about your Gen X grief dating column because I read it and it was a revelation, and I'm not even kidding. Like, it was a total revelation. So I want to save that for tomorrow if that's okay with you.
It is, and that makes my heart so happy to hear you say that.
Amazing. I meant to send you a note, and of course I'm an idiot and forgot. But so I'm saying it to you live now. But I will also say that I because you're such an excellent writer, and because I write for a living, even in my real life, my son, who's 13 and therefore does not have the writing skills that I have, I can't accept it. Every time I see something, I'm like, this is awful. This is atrocious. How could you be such a shitty writer? And he's like, I don't know, that. And of course, I then kind of leave my body and I'm looking at myself from the outside. I'm like, why am I screaming at a 13-year-old because he's not writing at a level that I expect him to write at as somebody who writes for a living, who's 53 years old. And that's why I can't teach. Like, I can't, because I think my expectations are completely out of whack with the reality of what I expect. Yeah, just can't do it.
Oh my gosh. And it's also harder when it's your kid.
Totally.
And they're antagonistic toward you. Although I have on good authority from Lawrence that you are an excellent teacher because he took your class with Olga.
Indeed.
Yeah, we're gonna do one of those, but that's different. That's more like that's more like a grad school level seminar, and it's not like we're teaching. No, we're just talking about stuff that we know, and I'm not grading anything. When I was in grad school and I was a TA, I was a nightmare because I'm such a stickler for good grammar that if you could have had the best argument on earth, and if you didn't write it properly, I would severely mark you down. So
Thomas plays there.
That's when I realized I'd be a horrible teacher, because the right thing to say would be, this is a really well thought out argument, and maybe you should go back and revise how you're presenting it. And I was like, anyway, the point is, teaching and I do not.
Yeah, I get it. For those of us in the chat reminding us that using shaming words are inappropriate when teaching, we know this is our point. This is why Julie and I are saying we wouldn't be good teachers.
I get it. I have a 13-year-old who is scarred for life because I told him he was a horrible writer because he was writing not at a graduate school level, but at a 7th grade level last year.
Right.
So I get it. Like, I am.
Thanks to Mrs. Timoney, our 12th grade English teacher, I'm one of those people who'd be like, you're 13, it's time to pick. Are you an AP style guide or Chicago Manual of Style person? You must decide. And if you pick the one that doesn't use the Oxford comma, we're done. I'm never talking to you again.
Right.
I know.
Oh my God.
I the Oxford comma to using the Oxford comma. I switched in midlife.
Okay.
All right.
So people can change for the better, is what you're saying.
That was very hard for me to do, but I realized it was the right thing to do.
Yeah, no, I get it. Like the Oxford comma, I feel like just requires a little explanation. One, we are no longer limited by monospace typefaces,
Right.
and newspaper print or newsprint constraints. And two, clarity is always better.
Well, because remember that book Eats, Shoots, and Leaves?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's when I realized the Oxford comma was very necessary.
Right. My favorite example is I would like to thank my parents, George W. Bush and Oprah Winfrey. You're receiving an award. I would like to thank my parents, comma, George W. Bush, comma, and Oprah Winfrey.
Right.
You're then thanking three separate, clusters of people. Without an Oxford comma, you've got a very, very interesting family heritage.
Never thought about that. That's a great one. I'm going to use that one. On my poor child who's like completely traumatized by me. I know.
Right.
Oh.
Just hand him Chicago Manual of Style and be like, "Look, kid, I'm doing you a favor. Here you go."
The problem is he's got dyslexia, so it's really hard for him.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that's super hard.
Super hard. And
go easy on him.
Like the spelling is atrocious. Like I will appreciate that the spelling is atrocious because he's got dyslexia, but the grammar I will not accept.
Right.
Those are just rules. I will say there came an age with my older daughter where she came to realize that her mom was like a secret weapon, where she's like, so my essay, can you review it? And I would go through her Google Doc and mark up and be like, this isn't clear. This needs to be this needs to be that. And we have this running joke that I have a huge crush on her English teacher, which I halfway do. He's kind of like, he's amazing. He's published all these books. He speaks like all these languages. And he's an opera singer.
Full of Bridget Jones. Date him. Is he single?
He was, but that's not going to happen. But I don't think, who knows? But no, I don't think so. But that's the running joke, is that I'm like, oh, we have to make this really good for, your teacher. So she did recently get her first 100 on an essay, and it was one that she gave to me, and I was like, no notes, Ainsley, this is really strong. And she got 100 on it, and she was just like, high school is over.
Right.
I have won high school.
Achievement unlocked.
So yeah, the fact that she drew this Beowulf thing for him, I'm like, he made a writer out of my kid who was not a writer.
I love that. And by the way, for people in the chat who are asking single space or double space after a comma, double space.
What?
At a period.
After a period, excuse me.
Single space.
Single space.
You guys are Gen X. What are you, crazy? You came up on word processors. Of course it's double spaced.
It's single space. Ever since the word processor, single space. Typewriter is double space.
I know. Well, how did we learn how to write, you guys?
Yes, we learned. Yes.
I learned double space from typing, and then the thing that made single space popular was moving to, seriously, Julie, I'm a font nerd as well. Like I can back this up. It was when we went to fonts that were no longer monospace fonts, like Courier or Times New Roman, we were allowed, it became kind of glaringly obvious that there were two spaces after a period, and it looked incorrect, whereas on old monospace fonts, you had to do two spaces, otherwise the words looked jammed.
I am twitching when I think that you guys don't do double space.
You have to remember, though, we professionally, we've worked at like tech giants for years. Right. And yeah, double spacing, like, absolutely not. Never, ever.
I'm telling you, at Amazon and Microsoft, every style guide was like, we do not do two spaces after a period.
Interesting. No, okay, I understand why you then had to be reprogrammed.
Right. It was very much a screen readability versus a print readability kind of thing.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
I will
Does that make you feel better? Is that okay? Are we good now?
Julie will allow it.
I will accept it because much like Emily Blunt, you had to do certain things to earn a living.
Right.
How'd that not happen?
I still prefer double or single space after a period always. Like it's just very, very normal to me.
It has to be double space, but we can have that fight another day when we have our medieval British literature / history.
Tomorrow morning, perhaps, if you want to join us all.
Julie, come on. Chaucer used single space after a period.
Michelle's going to join tomorrow morning and be like, what the fuck?
Right? I don't think she's going to be there tomorrow. Didn't she say not tomorrow?
No, she couldn't be here today, but I think she'll be here tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Oh, good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yay. All right. We'll be 4 strong. I love that.
You know, I don't want to be the bummer, but it's like 10:51, and we should probably do our Fucked Up Friday
I have a
stories.
good one. I do have a good Fucked Up Friday story. And I also have to say this one quick funny thing. I posted this as a note last night, but in case you missed it, there's a new nickname for Trump. Now people have been calling him Taco. Trump always chickens out. Right. They're now calling him Nacho, which stands for Not a Chance Hormuz Opens.
Ooh.
Wall Street has given him a new nickname.
I
it's
gotta
Nacho.
tell you, I don't know if you've been paying attention, oil crossed $120 a barrel. On my drive home, so my friend Shar was in town. I drove her down to Indianapolis this morning at before the crack of dawn.
Okay.
2-hour drive down, 2-hour drive back. And I can tell you definitively, in Indiana, where the gas tax was rescinded by the governor so that gas wouldn't look expensive, regular is now approaching $5 a gallon at $4.99, and diesel is $6.50. So people are noticing. People can't not notice these prices.
Yeah, it's here in Seattle, where it's always more money on the West Coast. I'm trying to remember. Diesel is like $7.50 to $8, and I have to put the 92 in my car, and I think it's approaching $7 a gallon.
Can I be an asshole?
Yeah.
I have an electric car, so this is not my problem, you guys.
Nice.
Yeah.
Is it a Tesla though, Julie?
Never, ever. Oh,
Good.
are you kidding? But you know what? I have a Rivian, and it's the shitty, guys. If anybody's considering getting a Rivian,
oh God, yeah.
Direction. It is so bad. It is such a lemon that they had to replace the car that I leased a month and a half in because they gave me a lemon, and then the second one also sucks. So I'm starting to think it's not the car, it's the brand.
Oh,
happened to my brother and his family too. They ended up getting rid of it.
Do they have a Rivian also?
Lemon-La. They had a Rivian and they got rid of it because it was the same reason.
So bad. I'm never gonna not go electric, like 100%.
Right.
I'm always gonna get electric because I'm obsessed with it. But this lease, luckily, I only got a 2-year lease because I knew the battery. The batteries they're not great. So I cannot wait for this lease to be up, and then I will figure something. I mean, I don't even know what's out there, but.
I've got some friends in Seattle who had a Rivian and had a nightmare scenario where they were driving to the mountains to go do a ski weekend this last winter, and it was slightly more cold than normal, but cold enough that the battery literally died completely. It would not hold a charge.
What happened to me?
Yeah.
I went skiing when I first got this car.
Yeah.
I don't ski, but I drove my son and my husband to the ski place. Same thing. It was slightly colder than usual because you're obviously higher up in the mountains. And by mountains, the Poconos in Pennsylvania, which are the size of
not the Rockies.
They're not the Rockies. They're not even Vermont. They're like a hill. Same thing, died. And this light comes on. So I call Rivian, and I had the car for literally a week. And I was like, hello. And they're like, oh, no. You have to immediately return this car. And I was like, you might explode. You have to get towed. And I was like,
oh my God.
I'm in the middle of nowhere. I'm not even near. I go, where's the nearest tow place? They're like, Brooklyn. Now, if you know geography, I was 2.5 hours from Brooklyn. I'm like, really?
Right.
So they came and towed the car back to Brooklyn. Luckily, my husband had his car at our house, so it worked out. But if I had not had another car, I would. And they kept. It was anyway. We don't have to belabor it. Do not get a Rivian.
Oh my God. I have to laugh because the chat is like, where are the Fucked Up Friday stories?
I'm sorry.
The chat is facing us.
Go. Okay, go ahead.
We're having too much fun. Julie,
You're the guest, Julie. You pick. Where do you want to go? First, second, third?
I'll go third. Go ahead.
Okay, Lawrence, do you want to go first or shall I?
Okay, here's mine.
Okay.
It is the unbelievable, endless grift of the Trump family. So recently, Don and Eric were awarded a $24 million Pentagon contract for, I actually don't even know what for, the robotics and drone company that they are a part of for Phantom humanoid combat robots. So that's pattern. That's piece number one of the pattern. They are invested in several other companies which are mysteriously getting all of these Pentagon contracts. There's a company called Unusual Machines. There's a company called Power Us, which is a drone maker. Credova, Blink RX. All of these companies are either part owned by Don and Eric, or the boys have been placed on the boards of these companies, and suddenly, miraculously, we're in a hot war, and these companies are getting massive multi-million or multi-billion-dollar contracts with the Pentagon. Trump Family Ventures that Don and Eric head have gained $4 billion in value since Trump's reelection. So my story is the absolute endless fucking grift that we are seeing from the Trump family personally.
It's a good one, Lawrence.
A good one,
it's
Lauren.
A really good one.
Thanks.
I'm going to say, as ever.
What does your
fuck
shirt
Trump.
say? Oh, fuck Trump. I couldn't tell what it said. I love it.
Lawrence has a little t-shirt side project. And
I got a side hustle making t-shirts, and I made that
You
t-shirt.
do?
I do.
Yeah. So if you would like a fuck Trump t-shirt, they come in all different colors, all different, if you want like autumn leaves or spring flowers like I'm wearing.
Julie, you tell me what you want your fuck Trump to be and t-shirt to be, and I will make it. And I will make sure.
Finger. I just want. That's all.
Okay, I can do that.
I'm very minimalist. I'm very sparse.
I know. This one's nice.
Take a picture of your middle finger, Julie. Like, you know.
I have a very, I much like Trump, I'm also short-fingered vulgarian, so I have very short fingers, so I feel like somebody with a much
I'll stylize it. Just, you know, do the model, you know, I'll screen cap that and I'll stylize it, and I'll turn that into a t-shirt and send it to Julie.
Love it.
Oh my gosh.
Love it.
All right, Dana, you're up.
Okay. Here's my story. I have the link and I'm going to put it in the chat. And this one is from Substack, which I love. This one comes from Jessica Valenti from Abortion Every Day. If you are not following Jessica Valenti, what are you even doing on Substack? You have to follow her. Here's the headline. The EPA tells states to test the water for birth control and abortion pills. And here's the story. This is a long one, but I'm going to try to keep it as tight as possible. After years of anti-abortion pressure, the EPA has recommended that states test their drinking water for abortion meds and birth control, putting the drugs on a federal list of potential, quote, contaminants. This move clears the way to restrict abortion and contraception under the guise of protecting the environment. And the article goes on to say, the subhead is, what the fuck do you mean abortion in the water? And it is Christy Hamrick, Vice President for Students of Life, the organization behind the campaign, admitted at a 2025 conference, it's not because the environment was my first weapon of choice. It's because it's the one we have. Environmental law has teeth. I'm for using the devil's own tools against them. They realize that young people are overwhelmingly pro-abortion access. I don't want to say pro-choice because that mutes it too much. They are pro-abortion access, but they have very big concerns about the environment. And so they are marketing this as you are drinking, it's a clean water campaign. You are drinking abortion remains in your drinking water. And that's why we need to test the water for abortion and birth control pills. This is the short version, but do read the whole story because it gets into more
shit,
details.
I cannot compete with that. That is insane. So
that's insane.
Insane.
I know.
Okay, mine is, and I have let me back up by saying, do we have a hard stop here at 11 or can I just go? Okay. So I have been doing a very deep dive into Melania Trump because everything about her is bullshit. And
my condolences. That's rough.
Yeah. And here's the thing. I went to Slovenia a few years ago because my husband is part Slovenian, so we decided to go check it out. Beautiful country. It's wonderful. But what I realized when I was in Slovenia is the Slovenian language, which I don't understand at all. When you read it, it's very much like Russian. So I actually understand it when you read it. So I started reading like an idiot, all of this Slovenian media about Melania going back to before she married Trump. But when she was dating him, they were very much into her until I realized you could run that shit through ChatGPT. So I didn't have to actually try to suffer through reading it in Slovenian. It took me a little while. And then I stumbled upon a biography of Melania written by Slovenians. And everything about her has been a lie. But the fucked up part of this is that the United States media has bought everything that she has said, hook, line, and sinker. And I blame them for this shit. It's unbelievable. Of course, my son is calling me purely to ask for money at the moment.
Relatable.
Yeah. So excuse me as I Venmo him some money, because God forbid I actually don't respond immediately and he gets, he's going to keep
Mom,
Yeah,
are you there?
Are you there? Yeah. Remember that thing from Family Guy? That's the most fucked up rowdy thing of all. Mommy.
Right.
Anyway, the New Yorker, the New Yorker wrote in back in 2016 when Trump was first running for president. The New Yorker, which is no slouch when it comes to investigative journalism, wrote a story about her that actually claimed that Melania was, quote, a model with the past of a nun, and quoted Slovenian gossip columnists as saying that she seemed to be a virgin when she met Trump.
Oh my
Friends,
God.
I have done the deep dive. I have done it so you don't have to do it. The media in this country sucks. And that is who has worked to create this myth about Melania. She was not a virgin in the least. I bring receipts. I bring names. I bring who these people were before she ever met Trump, how she climbed the ladder, how she got to be where she was, her complete failure as a model, the fact that the Einstein visa is only predicated on getting you have to be the very, very, models get it, but you have to be the very, very, very tippy top of your field.
Right.
This woman was maligned by modeling agents. I bring those receipts. And what's fucked up about this is that the media in this country has never bothered to do this deep dive. Surely they could have sent somebody to Slovenia to actually do it. Surely I did not have to suffer through reading literally Slovenian press in Slovenian to be able to figure this out. But there is a whole trove of info on Melania Trump, which I'm coming out with on Sunday.
Nice.
Which is fucked up. This woman is not in the least who she has been portrayed to be, who the press is portrayed to be. Her dad, Cynthia Rice, was a bigwig in the Communist Party of Yugoslavia and then in the Communist Party of Slovenia. But that's not even the relevant part of this. Like, it's her and her bullshit background that we have somehow been forced to swallow by the New York Times and the New Yorker and others who have portrayed her as somebody that she is not at all. She also refuses
an entire biopic.
And I have spent days on this. I stayed up till 3 a.m. reading this goddamn biography of hers, which is painful and written so poorly and also, ugh. Yeah. But the point is, it's just amazing. It's awful. So
American media has failed. My 84-year-old mother absolutely insists and has said for years that Melania is actually Trump's KGB handler. That she was recruited and signed up for the job because she's his connection to Putin.
I will tell you this. I don't think Melania is. I do think Ivana was. I do think Ivana was. I could do a whole separate. We could do a whole separate show after we're done with our Beowulf show. A whole separate show.
Wow.
On the past of Ivana Trump and all the circumstantial evidence that she was not who she claimed to have been either. So.
Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, wow. I would, we should dive into that. I don't know when, but that is fascinating. Here's a really, not really relevant thing about Melania Trump, but Melania and I are almost the exact same age, and we got married within weeks of each other as well. So we have very similar, I basically am Melania Trump is what I'm saying.
Right.
Except who would want to be? No, we're, she's between our ages, Lawrence. She was born April 26th, day after your birthday, 1970. But I just Googled this to find out how old she was when she met Trump, and they married January 22nd, 2005. I married February 2005.
Yeah.
But he's 24 years her senior. She was, and we were the exact same age when we got married. So, ew.
Crazy. Well, with that,
shall we vote?
It is time to vote. if you're voting for Julie's story about how fucked up American media is that they couldn't do basic research on Melania Trump and go actually to Slovenia, which is on maps, I think, and has an international airport.
It's hard to get to, but you could fly into Trieste in Italy and be in Slovenia in 5 minutes. But yes.
Yeah, there you go.
Right.
Or if you're voting for Dana's horrific story that is about the EPA saying there might be Dana recap.
You always forget mine, Lawrence.
I didn't forget this time. I just don't know how to say the words right.
Yeah, it's that the EPA is recommending that they test the water for abortion and birth control pill remnants because we're not drinking clean water. We're drinking abortions. They're using an environmental lens to try to surveil women for using.
I'm going Dana. That is a crazy story.
I think I'm voting for Dana as well, which is a terrible, terrible marketing ploy for my own, which is that the Trump boys have made $4 billion since Trump got reelected.
That's so gross.
Including
that's a good one too. And I would have said that that's the runner-up, but Dana's is sick in every single way. That is the definition of fucked up.
Yeah, somebody in the chat said like, "Oh, glyphosate is fine, but it's abortion pills, right? Like it's accidental RU-486 that might be in the water and not all right.
Hey guys, I just looked at the time. I got to go to MSNBC. I got to be there in like 20 minutes.
Same. I'm doing a hit on CNN in a couple minutes as well. So.
Are you really? You're making that up. Oh, why not? That would be. They got Scott Jennings on, so why?
Put that
right. Exactly.
Lawrence,
I feel like there's an underrepresentation of Gen X gay men, right?
Oh my gosh! And I need to get to my day job. I have to go change though, because one of these Fridays, I'm going to walk into work and be like, "Oh gosh, hi everybody." It would be pretty well received in Seattle, but still an HR violation to be in.
And you also work for Amazon, which apparently now is rebooting. Is that where you're working? I don't know. Did I just give away where you're not supposed to?
I work at a large tech giant.
It's okay. There have been enough contextual clues that people have probably figured it out.
Totally fine.
I'm going to go now because
Julie's blushing, which is the cutest thing I've ever seen.
I don't think I've ever seen that. We will see you tomorrow morning. Please join us if you enjoyed today's rambling show that went from Bridgerton to
it's going to be this times 10.
Abortion in the water.
Yes.
Please come join us for Saturday. It's Saturdays for Sanity on Mayday Network. It goes live 10 a.m. Eastern tomorrow, and it's our feel-good show to recap the week. And apparently we're going to be talking about Gen X grief, my essay, which is not super feel good, but it'll be profound, hopefully. And I'm sure we'll get into we didn't even talk about Erica
I'm not sure I could feel much better than I feel right now after this hour, because this was pretty fabulous, but we're going to try tomorrow.
Dana, okay, I'm going to stop now, but go ahead.
Oh, you're totally good. And I don't want to brag, but I kind of won Fucked Up Friday by a lot. There's a lot of things.
You did.
You did.
Dana, that is a fucked up story. I mean,
right. The assault on women is like Pandora's box, the gift that keeps on giving to Dana. Every time you pick one of those stories, it as it should.
Yeah. So Jason Odell sent it to me, credit where it's due, Jason. And I was like, I've already seen it. And yes, like that's going to be a tough one to beat. And weirdly, Jessica's story is referencing HuffPost. I haven't looked to see if New York Times or Washington Post is reporting on it, but like they won't be. We have to go to people. Not. Yeah. So do follow and subscribe to Jessica Valenti if you're not, because Abortion All Day is like, it was one of the things that brought me to Substack in the first place. Her publication is amazing. So,
you guys, I can't wait to spend Saturday morning with you tomorrow. So that is going to be at 10 a.m. Eastern and 7 a.m. Pacific for you, Dana.
Yeah.
It's okay.
And Michelle will be here, hopefully. I think she is. And what else? And then that's it. We will see.
We're going to talk about Erica Kirk and her crazy speech too. We forgot to talk about that.
Oh my God. Yes.
With her Rhythm Nation hat.
The Rhythm Nation hat.
Yeah.
Fabulous show. Thank you for being here, Julie. We will see you again tomorrow. Love you, everybody. Love you.
Bye. Bye. Mwah. Mwah.